Hello, good evening. Around 15,000 marchers calling for Scottish independence have been taking part in a rally in Bannockburn. The event was one of a series being organised by All Under One banner across the country. Nina MacLeod reports.
704 years ago to the day, pro-independence supporters gathered at the site where Robert the Bruce claimed victory over Edward II's English army in 1314. Police and march organisers say around 15,000 people took part in the event, calling for a second referendum on Scottish independence, with some claiming it's more important than ever.
We're aware that there's a constitutional crisis. We're aware of how we feel in Scotland. We feel different to the people generally. We've got our own feeling, our own culture, and what we want to do is protect that and have our people, the democracy.
What do we want?
Many of those marching today believe the ongoing Brexit negotiations are ignoring Scotland's voice. The UK government denies the row over devolved powers after Brexit is a constitutional crisis and is working hard to get the best deal for the whole of the country.
London has no understanding of what's happening in Scotland, nor are they interested, and you can see for yourself with the numbers that's here. Between that and the power grab, people are being galvanised, undoubtedly.
We're fed up being ignored and we need our voice to be listened to, we need to be heard, and Westminster don't seem to be showing much sign of that.
And while Westminster urges Scotland's politicians to get behind them, more independence marches are planned for later this year. Nina MacLeod, reporting Scotland.
Meanwhile, 2 years on from the EU referendum, Scotland's Brexit Minister Michael Russell has warned that time is running out to get a good deal. The Scottish Conservatives say the Westminster government is making good progress. Thousands of anti-Brexit campaigners marched through central London to demand a final say on any deal, while hundreds attended a pro-Brexit demonstration nearby.
I think it's astonishing that 2 years on from the vote itself, we know virtually no more. We now see huge companies like Airbus saying, sorry, we don't have enough information, we're going to have to implement our worst case plans. This has been an astonishing, chaotic dereliction of duty by the UK government, and it's getting worse.
The government's made good progress. There isn't obviously a book on the shelf you can take and say this is a deal we want. So the government's been working hard to get a bespoke deal for the United Kingdom. That's important. And at some point the SNP will have to decide whether or not they're going to back Scotland and actually work to get the best possible deal and not just carp from the sidelines and do cheap political stunts.
A teenage boy's been arrested in connection with an alleged sexual assault in West Lothian. Police have cordoned off an area of parkland in the Deadridge area of Livingston after a report that a teenage girl was assaulted yesterday. Virgin Trains is running services on the East Coast Main Line for the last time today following the failure of the franchise. Trains on the route will be brought back under public control from tomorrow, with the London North Eastern Railway brand being resurrected. Tennis, and Jamie Murray and playing partner Bruno Soares are through to the men's doubles final at the Queen's Club in London. They won their semi-final in the third set against the top-ranked pair of Marek and Pavic. Game of Thrones stars Kit Harington and Rose Leslie got married in Inverurie today. The couple, who played on-screen lovers Jon Snow and Ygritte, met on the fantasy show. Celebrations continued at Wardhill Castle, which is owned by the actress's father, the Aberdeenshire councillor Seb Leslie. Let's get the weather now with Cotter. Good evening.
Good evening, Laura. Thank you. Good evening. Well, for many of us, it's been a fine day of sunshine and some fair weather cloud as well. But further towards the north of the country, we did have more in the way of cloud, and we'll continue to see some as we head through the night across the Western Isles, northern areas, and for the Northern Isles, it may be thick enough for a few spits and spots of rain once more. But elsewhere, it's dry, and where we have the clearest skies, it will turn quite cool, temperatures dipping to around 7 to 10 Celsius. For tomorrow, though, more widespread sunshine across the country. Still cloud around across the northwest, across the Northern Isles, but elsewhere in the sunshine, it will turn quite warm. Temperatures widely in the high teens, the low 20s, and this warming trend will continue for next week as well. High pressure is still in force, and temperatures quite widely in the country rising up to the mid to high 20s with high UV and high pollen levels as well. And that's your forecast.
That's more like it. Thanks, Cotter. And that's all we've time for now. Gordon Brewer will be here tomorrow with Politics Scotland from 11:30 tomorrow morning, and there's more news, sport and weather from Cotter and I at 5 to 7 tomorrow night. Until then, from all of us here, have a great Saturday evening. Bye-bye for now.